after that, I guess.
That's well, just roll with it, man. That's what happens. It's the internet. You got 10 billion people trying to work on it. It's more internet traffic now than there ever has been.
Well, I don't see how that makes any real sense there. Like, there's the standard amount of internet traffic that there has always been. The only problem is now that it's home based traffic
Right. It's not on corporate
instead
networks
of
anymore.
corporate lines.
Yeah. So you're not traveling across OC24s, OC128s, T1s, T48s, whatever the hell the knocks are these days.
Yeah, the
Now
drop
you
rate's not as bad over there this time. It looks like it's going to stay green to yellow for the most part.
a
We
good
seem
bit rate over here, 22.
Yeah, we seem to be hitting up towards 3K every now and again.
Yeah.
So, and I know we're only supposed to go up to 25 there, right? Isn't that where we set ourselves at? Was like 25.
Yeah. 2247 is when I got, yes, 2500, and I've got zero frame drop, so we're looking way better right now.
Yeah, it's definitely working itself back the other direction. All right, well that's what's
Yeah.
up. And there it goes with a big drop.
I haven't seen it on my side yet, but I'm sure I will. Hey man, shit happens. It's the internet. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I know, but it's a pain in the butt when you're sitting there and you're just watching it. Just do it. But
True.
yeah, I mean everybody being trying to tax the shit out of those home lines.
Right. That's especially for those people who pay for that minimum internet package. That really disrupts everybody else, is what it seems like, which is kind of weird. Hey, Kansas in the house, what up? Somewhere outside Wichita. Well,
So,
very far outside Wichita, but we're in a lake. I love it.
so how do the low packages actually?
What do you mean low packet? Oh, low packets?
No, how do the low packages disrupt everybody else?
Oh, because it's those are the ones that the internet companies steal bandwidth from. Okay, yeah, yeah. Go. You ready? This is
Well, yeah,
fucked up.
this is why I asked the question. So
I
go
did a
ahead,
lot of I
explain.
did a lot of I did a lot of research into this. Okay, um, for those people who have the lower tier packages, the $35 a month internet, the cable companies, they give you all the equipment. Here, you don't need anything. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. So all your public Wi-Fi traffic runs off of those. For those people who have upper packages, you most likely have your own equipment in your house. You don't use the cable. Here's the router. You could just use this. It's designed for our system. Of course, it's designed for your system because there's a third network that runs over it. So you got your 2G, 2.4G, your 5G network, and then there's this mysterious other network that you really don't see much of. That's your public hotspots. So
Okay.
the congestion that comes across the lower bandwidth packages is more than the uppers. And what happens is they tweak your shit. We get cut. You see it all the time. I'm sure you monitor your shit now after all this, after the conversations we had and have had through, especially through this whole pandemic. You see your up rates getting cut down to 20, sometimes 10.
I've seen mine
You're
as low as 5.
Yeah, you're up. Yeah, you've been averaging out. You're probably averaging like this month so far. I would I would bet you're averaging about a 15 meg upload, even though we're supposed to be getting double that. I mean, I see it here. I'm monitoring it all the time to see what's going on because, like I said, and same thing with IDK and the tenant who works here. I always ask people what the fuck they got. They're all complaining. I'm getting dropped. I'm getting thrown off. I can't connect to the corporate network. What? Ask them what their package is. What are you paying for? How many fucking cable channels do you have? 247? What's your internet? 10 over 10? It's
Yeah.
going to get you real far in life at 10 over 10. Even 20 over 10 is going to get you real far in life, especially, with the kids home on their Switches or Xboxes or streaming YouTube and Twitch while you're trying to work. Bandwidth gets stolen from somewhere else, and where it seems to be getting stolen from what I can see, is our upload rates on the higher end packages. You know, Rob from Peter to pay Paul is what the Cable companies do. I've been monitoring it. I got log files to prove it. So you can, to see, because I gone back to the cable company, like, yo, what the fuck? You want to raise my fucking cable bill $6 during COVID and you cut my services? Well, what kind of shit is that? Oh, we're not cutting services. Time. What's your email address, sir? Here's your logs. Here's your fucking every 15-minute fucking speed test uprate logs right here. Bam, right here. Here it is. Right there. Straight on my fucking router. My router monitors it for me. You go in and you can turn on monitoring.
Yeah, but I wonder what this recent spike is, because it's been a recent thing for me here lately. Like it's not a this hasn't been a continuous thing. This is
right. Well, the other thing is the heat. Heat's been taking down Knox.
Yeah, because they're talking about the fact that we still don't see an end in this.
No, we got another week of, okay, it's going to get cooler at 86 degrees, right? Is that what the average mean temperature is going to be across the United States? Like 86 degrees?
Yeah.
At least for this week coming up, which is cool compared to the 99 we've been having. I mean, I don't know what you're at, but my average has been, today was 99. Feels like 107. I mean, I can't get this room I'm in, and you know the layout of the house. I've got my kitchen cut off, draped, closed off. I got all my windows closed. I got all my doors locked. And it's 81 degrees in here.
Yeah, see, we've got outside right now is 83, feels like 88.
Nice. 83. Greensburg's right in front of me. That's funny. Where am I? Oh, 8879, right? That's my zip. Oh, 8879. Yeah, that's my zip.
And our average is looking like 86.
Yeah. Yeah, 85 degrees right now. It's going to go down to 73 tonight. 76.
Over the next 10 days.
My next 10-day forecast is, let's see, 94. Friday, get a break. 83. And then it's high 80s, almost 90 mark. So 94, 93, 87, 83, 82, 85, 87, 88, 90. It's just, and it's humid as a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's been the big one.
That's the worst of it all, is the humidity. Now, keep in mind, we've got heat, we've got humidity, and a lot of people around this country, their internet cable and NOx, they got internet cable lines, and their NOx are underground.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody ever been in a New York City subway in the summer? That's underground. Yeah, it's about 110 down there. The only thing that you can get out of the ground cold is water. 58 degrees.
Makes
That's
sense out of that.
Because the water's so much deeper than, where's your knock? 20 feet down, 30 feet down max? It's not like they're digging fucking internet lines 800 feet below the ground or even 100 feet below the ground. No, you climb down a ladder that's got 12 steps and you're in a fucking room. I've been in them.
Yep.
They used to work in them. And not fun. Not fun. Closed in coffin box underground. Now, not the case. Everything here is above ground. Is this J7 coming in?
Mm-hmm.
That everything just got blurry.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Tap your lapel. Make sure your lapel's on. Okay, I got you.
Working?
What up, girl?
Hi. How's it going?
Good. J7 in the house. I didn't do my usuals today. Santa Box gets a X, no Wren. He won't be around for this week, which I would love to talk about. Well, I did a lot of thinking about it, and I'm actually, I wish he was here. I wish he would call in, because I remember during this beginnings of this whole pandemic, I was getting ripped on by just about everybody. Well, you're going to fucking do whatever it is the fuck you want to do because you're a dick and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and then
that fact still remains.
And then you got Ren sitting back going, well, yeah, go ahead, be a dick. I'm just going to wait for fucking round 2 while you're out there. Well, this asshole in the middle of round 2 decides to hit 7 states and 4 of them on the ban list. North Carolina too, Florida. He's got a Georgia. They're all on the no ban. They're on the ban list. Go ahead, Read it. Yes.
Okay, we've kind of lost a little bit of level on you.
Yeah, you got no level, J7.
Let me.
Don't shake your head no at me until you have the list in front of you. There's 38 states on the list now. Or 36 as it was. Quarantine, 14-day quarantine rule.
Is that better?
Maybe.
Sure. Better.
Yeah.
Yay!
There you go, yeah. So
Okay.
let's see. Where did he go? He went to Cape May and over the bridge, right? Over the...
Let's talk about him while he's not here.
No, fuck
Oh
him.
no, I mean,
Shit out of me.
he's more than welcome to watch the VODs and tune in and all of that stuff. He knows what time the show is.
That's right. Fuck that, because, you know, I was the asshole, and here he is. Well, son, I'm going to come by and see you. Yeah, North Carolina on the list. I'm going to Florida. You going to Florida? I mean, hello, baseball.
Yeah, I don't understand
Cancel.
what that trip was about, like, to go all the way down to Florida. I mean, I understand that this is the time that they had available for this to happen, and things let up and allowed them to travel and everything else that was going on. Like, I understand the placing for how it happened,
Mm-hmm.
but the locations, like, are some of the, like, hottest spots that you could hit right now.
Yes, I don't really understand the rationale for this, to be honest. Like, I know that his girlfriend's a volunteer, right? Are they going for that reason?
No, they're going to Florida so she can see her family.
Okay, Webb, your cam froze.
Oh, fantastic.
And you're back.
Okay, good. All right, good. Yeah, I know. I think what he said was that she had family down there, so they were going to stop in and see them too. And I mean, it's great. You're doing a road trip. You got a vacation. That's great. But I think the two things that pissed me off about it all, after taking all the shit I took, and now someone else can take some fucking shit over this, is the fact that he knows damn well Florida. I mean, look at what baseball just did. Oh, Florida Marlins, 17 fucking people. Guess what? You can't play baseball for a fucking week now. We'll figure out how to work it, but you can't play baseball anymore. That's it.
Well, they have it though.
Okay, your season's on fucking hold. Florida is probably the worst hotspot, way bigger than New York is or was, and it certainly will be even bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely will be, because them fucking people don't seem to give a shit about anything. And I think what pisses me off even more about it is his comment was, well, I'll just, since I work from home, I'll just, do my quarantine for 14 days. But my girlfriend, she don't have to quarantine because she's an essential worker. She's a fucking nurse.
Okay.
She's a fucking nurse, and she doesn't have to quarantine. So you're going to spend 10 days on the road going through states that are fucking infested with cooties.
With cooties.
And
like
she's going to go straight back to work because I'm an essential nurse. That's the most asinine, stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I have to agree with that.
And I tell you right now, if I get sick in the next week and have to go to a hospital that she's working in, get her the fuck out of my room.
Yeah. I mean, I think the rationale behind
And
allowing
you people
essential
told
workers
me-
to bypass the quarantine
Remember,
does
I
not
was the
really
one-
track for me.
I was the one being called selfish. Here's an essential worker. Oh, I'm just going to go back to work. It's okay. I got to wear a mask at work and 95 respirator. It's good. You're a nurse.
Well, she's also way more covered up than you're trying to. You're trying to you're trying to
Okay,
downplay the PPE a little
She
bit.
got her
but
garb. She got her N95. She got her shield. Mm.
She's got
I'm
her shield. Plus,
assuming that
plus
she
she's got
also-
a temp test and everything else. I mean,
Yeah,
she
I
won't
know.
be the first worker inside the facility that would possibly come down
I
with
just think
COVID. So it's not like it. It's not like her doing the travel. It's a different type of exposure
Mm-hmm.
for her, but it's also, it doesn't really change much as far as like what she would normally be doing. She's the highest risk person anyway, and any nurse that would walk into your room if you end up in any kind of ailment that sends you to the hospital, all of those nurses are going to be the same as her regardless of travel.
I'm going to report his license plate.
See, and this is why you're still the dick.
Yeah.
Why? That's what you should do.
Because like I said, I think it's kind of crazy that he's doing the trip. I think it's a little silly. But
I'm sorry. You can't
but-
report license plate. plates. You can only report travelers on planes. They're the ones who get the $2,000 fine.
But at the same time, like when it really comes back around to it, I her going on this trip is not putting her or anybody else at any more risk than she had already been or been putting people in. Like when she goes back to work, it's the exact same story. She's still going to be covered from head to toe just the same way she's always been. They're still going to be checking her every single day with all the checks that they do for them to come to work. Like nothing is changing in her environment except for the fact that she's going to travel and come back.
And then she should be quarantined for 14 days.
I kind of agree.
Only if she tests positive.
Yeah, no.
Well, if she tests
that's
positive,
the
she
rule. The
should
law
just
says you
not
leave
go to work, period.
New Jersey and you go to Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Delaware, District of Columbia, Florida.
Okay, now go read the handbook for the hospitals and see what their nurse.
No.
Yeah.
See, no.
Yeah.
See, that's the point. It that shouldn't matter. If you leave and hit one of these fucking states, you're supposed to quarantine. It doesn't matter if you're
Well,
the
maybe, and this will probably make you happy. Maybe she's got her hydroxychloroquine.
I hope so. Maybe
Fucking idiots.
some zinc too. We need the zinc. Don't forget that.
Fucking idiots.
I can't with the. Oh no.
Fucking idiots.
Hey, did you guys hear about Trump Jr.?
No.
Yeah, he got his Twitter banned because he managed to share out that video from a direct upload instead of from a link, and so they put him on 12-hour suspension. And
Yeah.
Trump was almost suspended from Twitter for a minute, and that doctor who went and put the statements out of the hydroxychloroquine and zinc and all the other shit, like her Facebook and everything else has been suspended. And
The viral coronavirus misinformation video, right? About all that shit. Yeah, he posted that. That's right. Yeah, I did hear about that.
yeah, it's all wrapped up in that same moment.
Right, and it spread fucking quick across Facebook.
Well, of course it did, because it was a reiteration of some stupid fucking shit.
Yeah.
And everybody rallies behind, especially like the base is going to rally behind that stupid shit and be like, see, told you he was right. And then you go and you find out that this is almost a holistic Jesus doctor that put this information out.
Yes, it's ridiculous. I can't believe.
So it's wild. It's wild to look at it all. I don't want to critique anybody too serious, but I expect people to be a little bit smarter than this and to not allow things like this to continue to muddy the waters. And it's weird because I've even heard it out of you, Webb, where you're like, fuck Fauci, he doesn't know a fucking thing. Not for anything. This dude has got more time invested into doing exactly what this is than almost anybody on the planet.
Yeah.
And
Look,
and is the leader of an organization that does nothing but study this type of shit. So when it comes down to anything that's said, I'm taking his word over any fucking buddy else's.
I've done a lot of thinking about that like the things I have said or others have said during the beginnings of these pandemics and like me bashing Fauci and all that shit. And then I did some hard looking back at the things I said, went back and listened to some shows, and then compared it to the information that's out there now. And I understand why we were told not to wear masks. I totally understand in the beginning why masks aren't necessary.
It was a political restraint that was put on Fauci, really, to try and limit people from taking things away from our medical staff that were going to need it in the early stages, to let us catch up with the supply that was going to be necessary for them plus the
they
public.
Knew about PPE shortage in the reserves.
Right.
So if everybody is running out and buying up N95 masks, our fucking healthcare workers would be fucked. Frontline workers, excuse me, not healthcare. Frontline workers would be fucked. I get that. And like I've said before, J7, I said this to you straight out. Sometimes in war, there's casualties.
But even Fauci knew that it was a mistake to have put that out there that way. But he was bound by the office at that point to only put that out because it was to attempt to save PPE for those frontline workers.
Yeah. Because at that point, we didn't have the guidance of like, hey, maybe you can just get a cloth mask.
Hey, no, what it really was is Fauci finally stood up and goes, "All right, we can't. Stop. And we need to do something fucking different. I'm sorry, everybody, you need everything that we've said, you need to follow this plan."
Yes.
Yeah.
And it put him in a really fucked up situation where, of course, it made him look like he didn't know what he was saying, and it put a lot of discredit in the name of a guy who, if you go and you really look over this man's record,
No, he's real.
Is a fucking superstar.
Oh yeah, medical genius, absolutely.
Yeah, this man's a superstar.
I fucked over many a time because of whatever, misinformation, miscommunication, maybe sometimes just flat out wrong, but has paved the way over the last 15 years for the medical industry to do the proper research and things. I mean, the guy is pretty fucking smart. There's no doubt about that.
Well, the one thing he told us right off the rip, he was like, "We're looking at 18 months."
Yeah.
That was like one of the first things he said. He's like, because of what this is and because what we need to do, it's going to take us 18 months.
Yeah.
He was like, I wish I could speed that timeline up. He was like, but to be honest, he was like, we just don't have the data.
Right.
That's the biggest problem. Yeah. There's,
and even recently, I mean, I know there are plenty of effort in place to develop a vaccine, and everyone's like, oh, maybe we can get one by the end of the year. But honestly, do you want to inject yourself with a rushed
round one vaccine? No, we want that to stay in clinical trials where it goes to unfortunately, the people who maybe already be on death's door, to see if we can monitor some kind of response to this in their system.
You take all the billionaires and fucking half billionaires and you infect them with the disease and then you test the clinical shit on them. Aha! And we wait to find out the results of that and tweak it. Maybe the NIAID tweaks it, or whoever's going to fucking come up with this, tweak that shit, and then give it to the people who make 100 million to 499 million dollars a year, and let them fucking take it until we get it right, and then you give it to us, the middle class and the lower class and the fucking poor. And then we all become the new millionaires, and fuck all them.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants anyway. Fuck the millionaires. Fuck the billionaires. Listen to Biden. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is repeal taxes. Fucking Trump's tax breaks. Oh, okay.
Did they even? I mean, I didn't notice a difference.
Anybody?
Except for me paying more tax. I mean, I actually ended up paying more taxes. So.
Then you made more money and jumped into a new tax bracket.
No. Let's see. In 2017 and 2018, I made about the same amount of money, and I paid more taxes in 2018 than I paid on 2017. Is that right? Yeah. It was ass. It was I was angry.
What changed? Something had to have changed.
Nothing changed. What changed was the law. There were things that I couldn't write off. So.
Well, yeah, sure. And you don't own a home or anything like that. Well, neither. Yeah. Right. So that's a.
Yeah, that's what happened. So
and
fuck that.
You're a payroll employee, correct? W-2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're at the whim of that. Yeah. So that can happen. You need a better accountant. You need a better accountant. And you got to remember, the government was supposed to make it so we all break even. No more refunds. Break even. Like New Jersey. New Jersey, you can make a fucking $100,000 and get a refund of $29. They are spot on.
Wow.
Tax laws that you either shouldn't owe or shouldn't get a refund. And if you do, we're talking like $100 swing. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
My girl even like pulled money out of fucking 401ks and shit like that, and only had to pay $29 to New Jersey.
Damn, how?
29. Well, you have good accountants.
Oh, usually there's like a penalty though, right? When you withdraw from your 401k,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a 10% penalty.
10% penalty up front, and then a 10% penalty on the backside.
Yeah, so I don't know how she dodged that.
You pay the 10% up front and eat the 10% on the backside. Oh, wait, and she collected a year of unemployment. Yeah.
Also, her income dropped. So
Well, half a year. Yeah.
Mm.
But, had a half a year of salary, had a buyout settlement agreement for the company. Here you go. Here's 6 months worth of fucking your income. Boom. And then
Oh,
collect
nice.
employment until it ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Withdrew money out of 401ks. Substantial income.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of states have it pretty good. It's the federal government that seems to not be able to get it right. I owe every year, and unfortunately, I don't even have a copy of my tax return yet. So
Why?
That's because you're still in dispute, aren't you?
Well, mine was filed. I was at the tax office the other day and didn't even get a copy of my return, and it hasn't been mailed to me yet.
Yeah, but I'm saying, aren't you still in dispute over the?
Oh yeah, well we'll see what happens. I filed a paper return instead of electronically. Was denied filing electronically, so I filed it paper.
Why couldn't you file electronically?
Because somebody had already filed a tax return under my social security number.
Oh, fraud.
No, not so much fraud. I have identity theft at the highest level.
What?
Well, think about it. When you hear about identity theft, it's what? Usually someone trying to open a credit card under your name.
Yeah, but he straight up took your social security number and filed a tax return in your name?
Yeah, so I have
balls.
Yeah, exactly. So I have identity theft at the highest level. So I'm sure the government has gotten my tax return by now and my check for how much I owe them.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens. Allegedly, I'm going to get some sort of PIN number and probably can never file electronically again until they institute this PIN number system.
Right.
Which is, I think, is actually up and running, but still in its beta stages or some shit. But anyway, identity theft at the highest level. I pay every year because I'm self-employed.
I see.
Yeah, I don't pay tax all year long. I should be paying quarterlies, but I don't.
I mean, as long as you pay it, right?
Right.
As long as they get their money, they're just like, you're good.
End of the year, I electronically file my shit and mail a check. Here you go. And I don't even mail the check. It comes out of my pay. So I don't even know what I paid this year.
Better that you don't, I bet. It'd probably hurt you in the deepest recesses of your soul. You'd be like, I paid what?
I don't even have a copy.
That's why I hate doing my taxes. Even if I feel like I'm getting any amount back, I feel like just seeing the amount of money that I paid is like, oh my God, I could have done things with that money. What the fuck? What are you doing with my money, government?
Exactly.
Just heartbreaking.
Yes. But I do know that over the last couple of years, my payment to the government has been at least not lesser.
Oh, that's good.
But for me, it's like I said, it's a little different. 1099, I can write shit off. I can write shit that you probably can't write off anymore.
Nice.
Because it's still on the business side of it, not on the personal side.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're right. They eliminate a lot of shit. I mean, Schedule A. It's very rare. It's very hard for people to get a Schedule A to fill out a Schedule A if you don't own a fucking home now, because you need that mortgage interest.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, it gets harder and harder. Wait, yeah, if you don't hit a certain threshold, you can't fill out a Schedule A. You got to have like $10,000 in deductions, but nothing's fucking allowed anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I used to be able to write off a bunch of stuff.
Sure, you used to be able to write off toilet paper and fucking magazine subscriptions. And, I worked from home 26 days this year. So 26 days, that's, 0.68% of my fucking year. So I can take that as my telephone, my water bill, my electric, my everything. You used to be able to do that shit. Not anymore. You used to be able to take the fucking interest on your credit cards. It didn't matter if you had a fucking 21% APR credit card because you could write that shit off on your tax return.
Yeah.
Same thing with like car loans. Can't do that anymore. They stopped that shit years and years ago.
Car loans?
Yeah, you should be able to take your car loan interest. You should be able to just about
wish
any.
I'd been around for that.
I think you were probably still a teenager when that was in effect.
Ah, man.
You know, like a new teen, 13, 14.
Man,
Oh.
I had no concept of what it would be like to have a car loan when I was 13.
Right, but the interest on it was tax deductible. Interest on everything, credit cards, mortgages, car loans, everything was tax deductible. You know, you get a percentage of that and off your schedule, deducted off your taxes, and all would be good.
Okay.
Shit don't work like that anymore. So you're right. You may have probably paid a little more tax, but usually if it's a lot, it's because you jumped the tax bracket from that 20
No,
to
I
28
did
or that
not
20 to
jump
32.
the tax bracket.
Okay.
You know, I had the same job
You did
before.
adjust the tax brackets too, so that might have been it.
I mean,
adjust.
literally the only thing that changed was the law. Like during those 2 years, I had the same job. I
Right.
made, and you know, when you have the same job for 2 years, like from one year to the next, the raise that you get is like nothing.
Right.
So my income was about the same, and I ended up paying way more in taxes the following year because that's the first year the new law applied. So I wasn't able to write off things like professional publications, or I think, what is it? I used to be able to write off like software that I bought for my
Sure.
job. I used to be able to write off like any equipment that I had ended up buying myself,
Yep.
like a bunch of stuff that
Right.
I couldn't write off
Not
anymore
anymore. Not
because
unless you
the threshold was so high.
Yep.
So yeah, I paid more taxes. It was bullshit.
The only way to write that off is to, like I can write all that off because it's I'm self-employed, 1099.
Right? Yeah, that's different. You're like
I
10.
own my own business, yes.
Mhm.
So I can
So
write
I'd
off.
have to like create a whole, like it was too complicated.
It does get complicated, but it might be
Yeah.
good to just LLC yourself and then transfer your income to yourself as an LLC, and voila, get all that fucking Fed tax back.
Oh yeah, so if I create an LLC and then transfer, even if I originally earned it as a W-2,
Yep, you can do that.
so then wouldn't I pay taxes twice on it?
No, you wouldn't pay taxes twice on it. You'd be credited back for the federal tax that was paid. You'd be able to deduct everything and probably get a larger refund. But I don't know how many times you can do that before the government says, yeah, you know what, you can't do that anymore.
I see.
Because I've done that. I've gotten a W-2 instead of like a 1099, and it was like, this is a mistake. It should have been 1099. So it was just written off as, error.
Ah, okay.
And then
Yeah. Okay, so you really go in. You're like, no, I'm gonna really make sure that I don't.
I'm going to follow the letter of the law and take what's rightfully deserved. That they let you take.
That they let you take.
I don't think my accountants are going to push their luck to get themselves thrown in jail.
No.
But they know what can and can't be done after 40 years of doing taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
But a couple weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago, a couple shows ago, we were discussing what the fuck is baseball going to do if one person comes down with COVID? Everyone's got to be quarantined, right? Well, now we know the answer to that, don't we?
Yep.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
We did.
And you and I also figured it wouldn't take long either. So
Yeah. So originally here it wasn't, but let's forget the Marlins and all that. I mean, there's other players who've come down with COVID and they're in their 14-day quarantine, and no one else on the team is. But now that it's multiple people on the same team, you go home for a week. Baseball is now moving their testing to every day instead of every other day. They've already performed like 38,000 tests on players.
Damn, that's a lot of.
That's a lot.
Well, I think the funny thing is that, when we were talking about it, it was like a worst case scenario type situation.
Right.
And we went straight to it.
Yeah, exactly. Straight to it.
Like,
one team seems to have infected another stadium, so
Yeah.
that stadium is shut down. No one on the Phillies has tested positive yet as of today, because now they've and MLB has the
and
rapid.
this was their opposing team after the
Yes.
positive.
Yes. And the Yankees were supposed to come in and play the Phillies, and they were supposed to be in the same clubhouse, locker rooms, whatever amenities are available to them as the Marlins. And baseball turned around and said, New York, get the fuck out of Philadelphia and go back home.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, after the Yankees came back home, MLB turned around and said, well, you're not playing your next 2 games, so get on a fucking plane. Let's make you play games. Get on a plane or a bus, because you could take your bus and go to Baltimore, and we'll play there. So they've rearranged the schedules to make sure that they can get their 60 games in, because everybody wants the 60 games. But if it comes down...
60 games from now, like, are they extending the end of the season?
No, 60 games in 67 days.
So they're basically gonna play, like...
Every day.
Oh.
Every day. Maybe 1 or 2. Well, every day, 7 days off. Out of 60 days.
Brutal.
But that's the way baseball usually is when you really think about it. Most teams play 12 to 15 games and then they get a day off. Unless you're traveling across the country. If you played in, let's say, Florida, and your next game's in California, you get the day off, travel time.
Right.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to get there and play that night, and then you get the next day off. And then the following day, play another game against that team. So you'll play, 3 games over 4 days or 4 games over 5 days, which makes no sense. Just give the fucking day off and have a series and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But at least MLB was ready to try and switch stuff around, and let's see what happens with this. I want to see how fast this travels through the league.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to be isolated to just the Marlins, who, by the way, you're a bunch of dicks. You're a bunch of dicks. You really needed to go to a fucking strip club 4 days before the season started? You're a dick. You're a bunch of dicks. And Derek Jeter, you're the biggest dick for letting it happen. How you like me now, Yankee fans?
Was Derek Jeter there?
Jeter is the owner of the fucking team.
Of the Marlins?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he's the one who says, my balls are bigger than yours, you do what I say, and they all were like, we're going to a strip club, fuck that shit.
So, wait, how do you know it was even his idea? Like, just because he owns the team doesn't mean that he decides everything they do.
Oh, that's the way baseball pretty much works. Ask George. Well, you can't ask George Steinbrenner. He's dead. But ask any Yankee who played under George Steinbrenner. That man told you exactly what the fuck you were going to do. You're not shitting at 2 o'clock. You can shit at 3 o'clock. Like it or don't. And if you don't like it, there's the door. George Steinbrenner ran that team like, what did they call him? It was New York, the evil empire. They called him a Führer. Derek Jeter's the same way. He's the man. He's your boss. You do exactly what your boss tells you. Don't you, J7? Your boss tells you to do something. Don't you do it?
Generally.
Generally,
Sometimes I tell them to go fuck themselves. Not in so many words. But
right.
sometimes they're wrong.
It can't be done right now. You need to rethink your outlook or your plan on it.
You know what? I think I have an alternate approach to that.
But the point here is when your boss comes and says, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. You got to fucking stay with the team, stay in the fucking hotels, don't go out so we can play baseball. Yeah, okay, cool. Yo, dudes, you want to go to a strip club? I mean, seriously. Gentleman's club, excuse me. I don't want to call it a strip club. It was a gentleman's club. It's just like the fucking basketball player did the same goddamn thing.
Lame, though. Like, that's lame. Like, of all the things to do to get yourself infected with COVID, that's like one of the obvious ones. You know what I mean? Somebody rubbing their ass on your face.
Yeah.
Like,
Slappy.
like,
don't
even wear the mask at this point. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. So what do we think of Fauci not wearing a mask?
The way he had it on his chin.
Yeah, he had it draped under, had dick nose, the whole bit going on. Does that affect you at all? Do you really care?
Nope, not really.
I mean, they made such a big deal out of it. I mean, do you know that was his wife next to him or his fucking daughter? And I mean, these are the people he's with all the time. And who gives a shit? Plus, you're in the stands. 3 people. How many people in the stands, Stump? Oh, wait. 3 people.
I was going to say, wasn't it just those 3 people?
Yeah, just those three. The players can go and sit in the stands in between innings, but you saw the photos. There was nobody around him. It was just three people. And so what? So he enjoyed the game. Shut the fuck up, people. Shut the fuck up. Don't be
Yeah,
stupid.
I find it really interesting that masks are the like. First of all, I want to preface this by saying I get really annoyed whenever I go outside and I see people wearing masks around their chin. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
What is the point of that?
right.
It literally is doing nothing
Yeah.
except being a really bad like kind of scarf
Yeah.
accessory
Yes.
thing.
No,
You
it's
know,
a
like what
fashionable.
is it?
Hey,
It's
Webb,
a fashionable. Yeah.
everybody's out of the running now for the undefeated, right?
Yes.
Like everybody has one loss at least, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken.
Yes. I don't think
That
there is
didn't
any.
take long, did it?
No, not at all. I was real.
Four games, not even a week of fucking baseball.
Yes, nobody is undefeated, and what's the win streaks at? I think it's like 2.
Yeah, my Cubs are 3-1, and we won the first game, lost the second game, and then won the next two, and look like we're gonna win this one tonight too. Looks like
Oh,
we're gonna
good.
beat the Reds tonight.
I'm sorry. Tampa Bay's 3-1 with 3 wins. They're the only
Oh,
team.
so they lost
They're the
their
only.
first game and then won the next three.
Yeah, they're the only team on the win streak. And what's the score of your game? Because I took the Cubbies and on the under.
Hold on. I gotta
Don't
scroll
tell me
back down.
8.
Yeah, 6-2.
Oh, 6-2. Okay, that's 8 runs. Whew, okay, I'm good so far. What inning is that game? And if I may continue that
Top
conversation.
of the 8th.
Okay, good. I'm logging into my DraftKings now to see where I'm at. Oh, hey, look, we cannot locate you because DraftKings is broken the first time you log in. You have to refresh so we can say, oh, look, there you are. Fucked up. I'm doing pretty well betting so far. I've won my first 6 bets in a row, and then I lost 2. I've lost 4 out of 15 so far. So I'm 11-4. That's not bad. It's totally not bad. The mask thing, J7, you're right. I mean, look, if I was in New York City, I would be wearing a mask, probably walking around. Depending on how many people. I mean, New York is very crowded. There's no way to social distance. But with the lack of tourism in New York now, I'm sure the streets aren't nearly as crowded.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, most people are wearing masks, and you know, a lot of places you can't really, you're not allowed inside without a mask.
Yeah, well, then that's just common sense. And if you're one of those people who goes in someplace without a mask on, you, sir, or woman, or male, or female, or non-gender, non-whatever fucking I don't identify, you're still a dick.
Yeah. So, and plus, all right, you guys probably heard the news. Like, a lot of companies are.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got a whole year to be home now, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been pretty much told what? It's summer is where we're at.
Next summer, June 2021.
Yeah. My tenant IDK. She's Labor Day is reevaluation day. They'll reevaluate then.
Yeah. Like what? But what is there to reevaluate? Like, let's think about it for a second, right? There's no indication that this crisis is going to be resolved anytime soon. So to think that we're going to have any semblance of normalcy anytime before like next spring,
Well, yeah,
probably not realistic.
I don't disagree with you, but you and I live in one of the financial hubs.
Mm-hmm.
New York, California, New Orleans, 3 of the biggest financial hubs in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I throw New Jersey in there because 80% of the people who live in Jersey work in fucking New York. The other 20% workforce people I'm talking about work in Pennsylvania. Okay, that's your workforce. Those who are independent contractors or private business owners, obviously they work right in the state they live in.
We can throw in some Connecticut people there.
Yeah, exactly. So so the economy, the money is, and I've always said this, the money is the important thing. Now, what is there to reevaluate? I'll tell you what there is to reevaluate as it goes for our two states. The rate of infection is the big thing now. It's not the mortality rate. It's not how many cases have been reported or how many deaths there are. It's the transmission rate. And New
Yeah,
Jersey,
because the death rate is pretty low at this
right?
point.
Yeah. The death
Yeah.
rate, it's become a constant pretty low. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we had spikes along the way, and
Mhm.
I've always said you average all these numbers out, and your death rate is below 1%. New Jersey's transmission rate is 0.8%. Now we just jumped to 1 because of what the fuck township is it? I can't remember. They had a party the other day, 200 and something people, 75 came back positive. And that has jumped the transmission rate, along with other cases that have popped up, jumped our transmission rate up to 1%. And yesterday, there was a huge party in Jackson, New Jersey, where I used to live,
Mhm.
that somebody rented an Airbnb mansion and threw a party, and 700 people were there.
Oh
What?
boy.
Oh my God.
That trumps the 250 to 300 that are at the Middletown. That's it, Middletown party. Yeah, 700 people. As the cops and whoever else was breaking it up, more and more people were showing up. Then they had to break up the party 3 houses down because someone said, "Whoa, the cops are coming. Let's go to my house." And 200 people went there. So in all total, could have been close to like 900, maybe 1,000 people. So we'll see what the transmission rate on that is. I took the under on your game, thump 10.5.
Oh.
Yeah, 10.5. I didn't think the Reds could score runs, and I didn't expect the Cubbies to go wild. So we'll see what happens there. But so what's there to reevaluate? Well, based on this whole new the transmission rate is the big deal now because, like I said all along, New York is pushing to get into phase 4. New Jersey's already in phase 4 or whatever the fuck phase we're in. Okay, and they opened up bars to indoor seating if you have enough windows to open. Okay, like Bubba 33 is a chain. They
Mhm.
call their bar the Garage. And the
Right.
reason why they call it the Garage is because all their glass windows, the whole place is glass, they can roll them up like it was a garage door and open the place up to fresh air. I can go. I was sitting at the bar the other day, sitting at the bar
Oh,
having a beer. At
okay. I
the bar.
still wouldn't want to do that. I don't want to be that close to anybody
Well,
indoors.
actually, it's kind of good because you come in there, you tell them how many people you are. Oh, I'm 5 people. Okay, they give you 5 chairs, and then they push the other 2. That's it. You got 6 feet from either side of the end of your party. No one can sit near you. So that was kind of cool. And you also get this like personal experience now because I got a party of 6, a party of 8. I mean, the maximum is a party of 10. You're pretty much getting your own bartender.
Right.
So now it's like a personal dining experience, which is kind of cool. And the bartender's always wearing a mask. I ain't got to wear a mask.
That's awesome.
I'm eating and drinking. I don't have to wear a mask. So that's
Right.
good. But it wasn't bad. I mean, we stayed for a beer or 2. It's not like New York. I don't have to order food. Cuomo
Yeah.
changed that law. We talked about that last week, I believe. Did I tell you that story, Thump, of the bar in upstate New York, or upper New York, rather?
Oh yeah, I think it's because I don't know why. I don't really quite understand this, but it's like apparently you can't just order drinks at a bar now because they want you to buy food
Como
too.
chips.
Cuomo chips. Okay, yeah. So you know the story.
Like,
The bar in New York had Cuomo chips. There was a bar in upstate New York that had the $1 menu. You can get 9 French fries for $1. You could get a handful of croutons for $1 because in New York, if you were a bar restaurant, you could have outside table service because you're serving food.
mhm.
Okay. Well, then Cuomo caught on to the fact that people were like going to bars and ordering drinks and, takeout windows and sitting outside. And whoa, that wasn't the idea here is I'm going to let you go eat outside. I'm not going to let you go hang out at a fucking bar and drink.
Right.
So
Right.
he turned around
Okay.
and said, you got to order food. So bars got creative. Big Nose Kate, Staten Island, got the fuck you Cuomo chips on their menu. It is a plate of homemade potato chips. Plate.
Yeah. Home fries.
Yep. Well, they're chips. It's
Yeah.
actually they're actually pretty good. They're deep fried. They're potato chips, but they're homemade. That was on their menu. Small shit like that. Cuomo turned around and said, "No, look, you fucking people. If you go into a bar that doesn't serve food, you cannot order a fucking drink, and whipped cream is not food." Okay. Other bars were turning around and going, "Oh, we're serving lemon drops tonight. Here's a beer and a lemon drop. There's your food.
Oh yeah.
What's the special today is a watermelon fucking margarita. Oh, let me get two margaritas and watermelon margaritas from her head. Here you go. Here's your fucking margarita and a Jolly Rancher watermelon flavor. Here's your food." Okay, so Cuomo got wise to that and said, no, no, no. It has to be food of substance. A hot dog, a plate of fucking wings, a slice of pizza. You can't just get away with giving somebody 9 croutons, or excuse me, a handful of croutons for $1.
9 croutons.
No, it was 9 French fries. I didn't want to fuck this. 9. I want to get it right. 9 French fries. You could order a meat and cheese tray also for $1. Your choice, meat or cheese. 1 slice of meat or 1 slice of cheese, $1. So sure, let me get 6 beers for my friend and handful of croutons, please. And what are you doing? You're hanging out at the bar, and so is everybody else. And because you're eating and drinking, you don't have to wear a mask.
Well, that would be the equation that they try
Right.
to get away with, which you and I both know that is just a shitty way to get around it, and is also putting more of your customers at risk than necessary.
Yeah, like come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, like
Just like,
that's
can you
just trying to
stop?
be shisty, like really not even putting in the effort to be shisty. I liked when I first heard the story come across about the Cuomo chips because
You-
that was a person who put in the effort to
Yeah.
actually put something of substance. Big basket of chips for your group.
Yep. Ah, nice. I just won another bet. Thank you. Blue Jays beat the Nationals. I took the under on that too. That makes what? That's 12 out of 16 now. I'm going good.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I can understand why the bars are trying to get it. You let bars that serve food open for business. But me as a bar owner who doesn't serve food, maybe I got a pretzel vending machine here. I can't open up. I can't make money, but I still got to pay this rent. I still got to pay my people. And what the fuck do I do? So you said I could open up if I serve food. So there's 9 French fries for $1.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's food.
Technically, it is food.
That's right. Technically, it was. Now he changed the rule to be substantial food. A sandwich or soup has to equivalate to a sandwich or soup type meal.
Well, it's over 8.
Fuck. Oh, what did I say? It's over 8? I got... What did I say I had? 10 and a half. Got to be under 10 and a half.
All right. Well, it's 9 now, so.
Oh, I don't need any more than that. We could stay at 9 or one more run and we're okay. After that, I might lose that bet. It's not good. Don't like losing bets. Like winning bets.
True.
Yeah. It's been an interesting baseball season so far. I think it's going to get worse with this COVID. I think all of this COVID shit's going to get worse. I don't think the numbers are going to change. I don't think the death rate's going to
No,
change. And I don't
they're
think.
not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I've been saying it all along.
What's gonna have to happen is, unfortunately, we may need to have another like lockdown type situation before things really start improving.
Not in our states, maybe elsewhere. We're good.
No, New York and New Jersey are good,
Yeah,
but
we're good.
other places like Arizona and Texas and Florida, Georgia, like they're in trouble.
Yeah, but if y'all open again on that level, I wouldn't see how y'all would avoid the same scenario that every other place that is opened has seen.
Yeah, well, we're not though.
Death rate.
Like,
I mean, despite the rate of transmission, which in New Jersey now is 1.14. I don't have the number of testing. They haven't turned in the testing numbers for tonight, so all I have is data pending. But I know that we have tested 1.9 plus million people in the state of New Jersey, which has what, 9 million people? So we're almost at the quarter mark per
almost.
se. Almost at the quarter mark per se. Maybe we're at a fifth of the state. I don't want to do math in my head. 2 million people, 9 million people. So yeah, we're fifth.
Yeah. Um,
Take a couple of.
and I mean, as things stand, we are technically already in New York. We're already in phase 4.
Yeah.
And there's no other phase after that.
Right. Well,
We're gonna stay in phase 4 until there are no phases.
Right. Yeah. Phase 4 is the final, and then it's back to normalcy, whatever
Which
that.
is not gonna happen for a while. So
right. Which is gonna be next summer.
This is gonna be it.
Yeah, next summer, and that's why like the company you work for is like, fuck it, stay home till next summer. Well, that makes sense because you're in New York, tri-state area. We're not doing anything until fucking middle of next year. Period. You're not going to a concert. You're lucky. Fucking an amusement park is open. You're lucky.
Have you seen the Six Flags commercials?
Yes, I have.
They're like, hey, you should come. It's 50% off. And if you buy one ticket, you get free admittance for the rest of the year until next year. It's like, damn, they're pretty much giving that shit away.
Yeah, it used to be you needed to drive in with a Coca-Cola can to get that promo. Now it's just like anybody. And I think that's even if you like just go to the safari. Hey, go to the safari tomorrow. You can come back and go to the park for free. You go get a roller coaster tomorrow for free if you just come to the safari today.
They're just like, oh my God.
So they're banking a lot on money spent in the park, not admission prices.
Yeah,
at this point.
if you're right.
Well, that's kind of how that's kind of how they get you.
Well, their model's built around trying to sell those annual packages anyway that pay to get into the park this time and get this much admittance. So
also, they like, at least the last time I went to like Six Flags, you they have usually there's a long ass line for like every roller coaster. And you'd have those, like, I don't know what they called them, like fast passes or whatever, where it was like, where they would like save your place in line for like, and those, like, you pay for those by the day.
Yes.
Like, and you have to buy one for each person. So if you don't want to spend your whole day waiting around, you're better off getting one of those. And they get you with those too. But apparently they have like a restriction on how many people they can have in the park at any given time. Yeah. So depending on how you're feeling about it, now may be a good time to go to Six Flags. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I think their season membership is like $20 a month right now. It's 51% off, if I'm not mistaken. Everything's like half off.
Everything's like half off, yeah.
It's like half off. And of course, your Diamond Elite membership or top tier, whatever the fuck they want to call it, gives you fucking discounts up the ass. So I don't even know how they make money because you're 50% off all food and drinks. So how are you making money on that? If you're banking on selling shit in the park and everybody is smart enough to go get the top tier membership for the season, which now is what, 2 months, 3 if you're lucky, at $20 a month, so it costs you $60 to go.
Their season goes until October, right? That's when they close because they have like Fright Fest.
Right, yeah, that's true. July, August, September, October, 4 months, $80. Half off food, half off anything you buy in that store. Candy, merchandise, food, drink. 50% off, period. You know those rides you go on and they're like, would you like to buy your digital photo? Yeah, you get 2 of those free every month.
Damn.
So, we'll get the one on Superman and Medusa this month, and then next month we'll get it on Roaring Rapids, and so you get a whole summer's worth of pictures free. And the only thing I don't think you get is the skip one ride or some shit like that. You can cut the line for one ride if you actually get the lesser packages, but it's
Oh,
only for one ride. That's it. You can only do it
interesting.
once,
Hmm. Um,
and you can't partake in Fright Fest if you have to pay for that. If
oh, you have
you're
to pay for Fright Fest. Okay.
only if you're a top, well, no, not only. That's the two bottom tiers and the top tiers have to pay for Fright Fest. But if you decide to go like the step down, you don't want to be a fucking the asshole membership and you just want to be a diamond member, you get Fright Fest because you can only get 35% off your food, drink, and merchandise. So
Hmm.
there's your little bonus.
I see.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
mean, yeah. So depending on how you're feeling about it, it might be a good time to go. I guess
$20.
they're making money, which is better than being closed and not making any money at all.
As far as I know, Six Flags Great Adventure has been to capacity every day since they've opened.
Oh, okay. Definitely not going.
Oh,
Well, they're 50% capacity. You got to remember, it's reservation only too. It's not like you can just, I got to pass, I'm coming. No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay,
No,
okay.
you got to call. You got to get a reservation.
I see. Okay. So it's
You
like
know,
socially distanced amusement.
oh yeah, I mean they're very serious about sanitation, hygiene, and social distancing protocols. You get
The
fucking
commercials, they're showing people like wiping the seats.
every ride, every time you get
Yeah.
off a ride, that fucking roller coaster stops. It gets wiped the fuck down with whatever pink magic shit they're using.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets screened going in the park.
oh,
Um,
it's so much fun using self checkouts at places now because you're in a little bit of a line, and they've kind of quarantined them off to this their
yeah,
own little environment. They're little
plexiglass.
boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're little boxes, and then you take in when you get called in, the little person is wiped down everything with the sanitizing liquid and wiped down all the counter and the screen and the cash machine and the keypads and all that stuff and have like done all the things and they're like, okay, you're ready.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I love
know, I love that.
I love the
I
fact.
have to admit, I really love the fact that you like they have like the place where you're supposed to stand, like it's marked down on the
Yes,
floor. I
Sorry,
really like that. I'm like,
sorry. I've seen way too many Roadrunner commercials. I'm not standing on that X.
I stand
I've
in
seen,
the square. Most of
no,
the
I've
ones I've been to are in the square,
I've seen way too many fucking Roadrunner cartoons to stand on that shit.
which I thought it was weird. I wanted to go to Target and stand on a Target.
No, they don't have targets.
No,
Yeah,
they've got red squares.
oh yeah, yeah, they do the squares. A lot of
that's
other
like a
people.
missed marketing opportunity. They should have
Yes, it
made it a
was.
Target.
Yes, they should have had
You
stickers to
kidding
put
me? I
down on
would
the
have
ground that
never
was just
stood
a
on
Target.
Target. I would
Yes,
stand on that
they
shit.
should have made it a
Karma
Target.
would, karma would so get me if I stood on a fucking Target bullseye in that store. You know damn well a ceiling tile is gonna fall off and fucking kill me.
Well, probably not kill you, but
Well,
def-
well,
definitely
maim.
definitely cause a great reaction.
Right. Then I'd sue, and they'd be like, "Well, that's Web Boy. Listen to his show. He deserved it." And the judge would be like, "Yeah, you're right."
He had this coming, trust.
It'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. Actually, I've already heard about this guy before.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've seen way too many fucking Roadrunner cartoons to stand on something that says "stand here." I mean, why don't you just put birdseed on it too? I should start doing that. I should walk through the stores putting birdseed on all the places you stand. I never thought of that. Damn it! I just thought of it now. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. That's better than putting the dollar bills on chemical strippers in the store.
Mm.
Which now it's funny. I have to go to the store to buy chemical stripper. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip my front door.
What do you mean you're gonna strip it? Like you're gonna paint it over?
No, I'm
No,
gonna
he's
take all
gonna
the
take
off
all
of
the
it.
old paint off.
But I
Oh,
got-
just to do it, or are you gonna paint it with something else after
I
that?
want to see what's underneath it. My front door looks like it might be mahogany.
Oh,
And if
Yeah.
so,
no.
you strip everything off of it, you let it dry up, then you sand it down and clear coat it.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I got to find out what I can use because I'm pretty sure that the first coat of paint on that is lead based.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure.
You're gonna be using some turpentine
Oh yeah, I got to chemical strip everything off. Turpentine.
or some MEK.
I'm gonna need a mask, a respirator, and then fucking big ass scientist fucking gloves.
Yep. Yeah, you're probably MEK's fine.
Yeah.
For no matter what it is, MEK should get you through all of it. If
Well,
you're
I know
worried about
about
it being lead-based paint, though, turpentine will be like the best thing to sit there and not have to worry about any after effects with.
yeah. Plus, I need to know what the protocol is. I mean, what do I do with the material afterwards? It's not
Take
like I
it to
can
your
just.
hazardous waste center.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean, obviously you can't put it in the garbage, and if you do that, you're a fucking dick too, people.
Yeah, no, you got to
That's,
take it to the hazardous waste center. You know what? For me, it's not that bad. Like we've got one that I know of in Greensboro, one hazardous waste center, and it is literally 3 streets away from me.
yes.
Like one city block, but 3 streets away from me.
Oh, okay. My neighbor down here has a painting business, and I constantly watch him dump fucking paint into the street and then hose it down into the fucking sewers.
Oh
And
joy!
I so
Ew.
want to report him. Because this is the asshole who whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. I'm almost positive that's the asshole. In
The
fact, I
one,
know.
the one that keeps the cops on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like all up in your business.
And hey, like I said, I've got enough proof now. I have enough photos and video of him doing it for the entire year so far to start my own little trouble if I wanted to.
There you go. I'm gonna step
You
away
want
for
to
just a
know
moment.
what do they say? Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Yeah, karma and paybacks. They're both bitches.
That's true. They are.
Yeah. Sometimes it's, you should be the good neighbor and not fuck with the guy who's got his eyeballs on you constantly.
You know, Webby, I just want to point out
Yes, ma'am.
that if he wanted to cite proof of you conspiring against them, he could just watch this show.
Oh, sure. Now he's got it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's libel.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, I tried right there. Okay.
It's like, what kind of libel is this?
I don't know. I tried. I got to try at least.
Yeah.
But hey, look, everything that's going on right now, it is what it is. What's there to relook at? Like I said, the transmission rates that could all change. Come Labor Day, and we might be cooler weather. Hospitalizations might be down in our states. Might be. Maybe we go from the 500 cases.
Per day.
Well, no, it's not so much 500. What is it, like 100 cases here a day or something like that? I'm not exactly sure what it is in your state. I can look that up.
In New York State, the average is about like 600 per day.
Is it something like that?
Yeah, it's about 600.
Oh, yeah, grand total 534 today. And that's New York. Most of that's coming from upstate, not the Tri-Bar area. Not
Yeah,
that
New York
upstate.
City is actually not bad.
200 people.
Yeah, that's actually not bad when you think about the number of people
I
that
cannot-
are.
I
that
just
are
can't believe only 5.5 million people in New York have been tested. I mean, New Jersey's vastly.
No, that's the number. Oh yeah, you're right.
That's total
the number,
tests.
That's the number of tests.
Yeah.
Um,
This date is as of yesterday midnight. Just so everybody knows.
well, that's still pretty high.
Yeah, no, it's definitely high, but I mean, how many people live in New York State as a whole?
I don't know, isn't it like 19 million?
Yeah, it could be 20 million. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's a good amount of people.
Okay, I'll take that. It's a fourth.
Yeah,
That's a fourth. Okay, I wasn't realizing that.
yeah.
All right, that's not bad. So New York, New Jersey, right on par with each other. We're a little behind those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the fast test has been developed, that works, I think these numbers are going to change drastically. Rutgers came out with the fast test that works.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's great too, because not anybody can go get it. I mean, once this test is mass produced enough, I mean, they'll be doing it at CVS's or your local Walgreens or Walmart or Publix. I can't think of any others offhand, but I'm sure everybody listening knows what I mean. Any place that has a pharmacy, especially drive-throughs, you'll be able to drive up and spit in a little fucking tube and shake it and go, Negative.
Isn't there like an at-home one that you can take? There's
They're
like
not,
a.
yeah, they're not 100% reliable, and that's been the big problem. That was a RTM rush to market.
CVS
Mhm.
is currently the one that Q works at is open now as a COVID test site. They have to go in, do the little nasal swab, dump it into the container, and
Yeah,
slide that back through. They know within 4 days.
yeah,
I.
yeah. I think well, here we're backed up on testing because Quest Diagnostics can't fucking process everything. But do they have to go in?
No, they have to sign up through the app and they have to
Right.
go through the drive-through. The drive-through
Right.
window is never opened. A test is passed down through the drawer. They get
And you
that.
slug.
They do the stuff, and then they slide all of that back inside the sealed container, back into through the
Yeah.
drawer.
Yeah.
At no
Okay. So
point are
there's
the
no
doors ever
contact.
opened.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. It's yeah. Drive up, they hand you your shit with your little tube. They explain to you how to do it, and you fucking do it, put it back in your little tube, and 2 to 4 days is usually the turnaround time on testing. I think we're at 4 days now, period, because of Quest Diagnostics here, who seems to be the one of the major players in running the tests.
Yeah,
Like
they're
I
kind of
said,
the
and
main
now
one.
Rutgers University, Rutgers. Everybody knows Rutgers. They're the ones who made the see-through cow. Everybody knows Rutgers. They came up with a rapid test, and it's been tested. It's like 99% fail-safe, and now they're mass producing that shit to get it out. And that's basically spit in a cup.
Nice. Hey,
Yeah.
can I share what I'm drinking with you guys? You guys will really appreciate this.
Yes,
It's a
please.
mojito.
Oh, I lost that
No,
bet. You
it's not a
motherfucker.
mojito. So, I don't know if you guys are aware. Last week, the Destiny Cookbook was finally published.
Yes,
Yes.
and it's got and a lot of backlash.
Reds actually scored a run in the ninth.
You're gonna have to tell me about that, but I'll tell you what I made. This is Izanami's Burden.
Oh,
Oh, really?
okay.
It's like a sake that I infused with cilantro and cucumbers, 6 hours, and I mixed it with lime juice and ginger beer. It's
That was-
quite nice. I
that
fully
was-
recommend it. I'll give you guys a picture of the recipe if you want.
Yeah. I can ixnay the cilantro, though, right?
What?
I can ixnay the cilantro in that.
I guess it's
I'm
not
not a
super
big-
strong.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cilantro at all. I do not like the flavor, the taste, any of it. I don't even like the smell of it.
Okay, then maybe no cilantro.
Yeah. But it certainly looks good and it sounds good because I like things infused with cucumber, and I actually made a couple of drinks with vodka infused cucumber and ginger beer.
Mhm.
I kind of liked it.
So I'm mainly tasting the cilantro and the ginger beer. I mean, not the cilantro, the cucumber infused
Yeah, the
sake
cucumber's
and the
usually a
ginger
pretty
beer.
heavy flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go real light when you're infusing shit with cucumber. That's for sure. You
Yeah.
got to take all the seeds out.
Yeah.
I had a place not do that. It was like
You can just use like a strainer to make
Yeah.
sure there are no seeds.
core the center of the cucumber before I infuse anything with it.
Oh, that's pretty smart too. That way you don't have to worry about straining it.
Yeah, I have I have fresh cherries picked off the tree, being infused now in vodka,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to say 3 weeks, might be a little more. But I pitted them. I pulled the stems. I just take my cherries and throw them in there and close it up and put it away.
I see. Okay.
You get a better taste from cucumber when you get rid of the seeds. The seeds seem to react with alcohol. That I've learned the hard way.
I didn't know that.
It definitely changes the flavor because the seeds they'll start to split open and let their natural juice of the seed come out. And
Mm-hmm.
that's like eating sunflower seed or a raw seed, like pumpkin seeds. The inside of it, you get more of a nutty flavor out of it, and that's not what you want. You want the cucumber flavor.
Yeah. Right.
That I learned. There's a couple of fruits that you're supposed to leave the seeds in. Actually, a couple, like avocado. If you're going to infuse avocado with anything, which I highly don't recommend,
You're supposed to leave the like the main seed thing on it.
They say skin it and infuse it
Wow. Okay.
because it'll break down, and then the woodness of the nut will start to mix in, and it's supposed to taste nice. I'm not an avocado fan, so.
I like avocado. I'm a typical millennial in that I love my avocado toast.
Yeah, the taste, and it's green and creamy. It's baby shit.
I really like it.
I can't do that. I don't like the flavor. It's too. You know, likey.
You don't like guacamole?
No, I don't do guacamole at all.
What the fuck is even wrong with you?
Allegedly, a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of IDK, makes her guac homemade, secret recipe. It's supposed to be absolutely phenomenal, and I can't. I'd put it in my mouth, and I immediately start to, do one of those baby gags. Can't do it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do with green things. As an infant, I couldn't eat peas. I would gag on that.
Peas.
Yeah, well, you feed babies like fucking mushed peas, and that's what guacamole is. It's mashed up muck. Blah.
Okay, not peas though. But I get your aversion.
Consistency. Yeah. It's the consistency. It's still, I don't know. It's baby shit. It's the only way I can describe it. I do not like. I don't want it. If I get like, there's Chinese rolls, California rolls, shit like that, avocado. Nope, take that green thing right out of there.
Okay.
Got me my tweezers that you use for computers that have really long flats on the tip of them. It's not a tweezer so much. Yeah, grab that shit, pull that right out. Throw that away. No avocado.
Okay.
There's a few foods I won't eat, and most of them I will. And I've tried avocado again just to try and see if I can get past it. Okay, maybe it's changed. I might like it now, like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
I hated Brussels sprouts as a kid. Now it's a delicacy. Thank you. Fried, grilled with some garlic and Parmesan cheese melted on it. Hello, all day long.
I love Brussels sprouts and bacon.
I hated them as a kid. Couldn't eat them. They were disgusting. They tasted like sour cabbage. I just did not like it. As I got older, now I love it. Now it's like I said, it's a delicacy for me. Put them on the grill, fry them up, dress them with cheese till the cheese melts. I eat that shit red hot, right off the grill. Yummy. Love it. Everything changes as you get older, but for me, guacamole has never changed. It's still on the no-fly zone.
Yeah, I used to be very averse to avocados as a kid.
I can't do it.
But now I really like it, especially on toast.
On toast, huh? You know what? I just turned myself on to cheese toast.
Cheese toast? What's that?
Make toast, put cheese on it, melt that shit. Cover but put enough Worcestershire sauce on the bread after you toast it. Put the cheese on top of that, melt that. Delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Very good, like brunch snack. Like 11 a.m. Good with a Bloody Mary. Everything goes good with a Bloody Mary. But it's like if you want.
Okay, that's like lunch.
Well, not lunch, but like a brunch.
Lunch.
Yeah, a brunch, something light.
Right.
Just want a piece of toast. Throw some fucking Worcestershire sauce after you toast it. Throw some cheese on it. Put it back in the toaster oven.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese melt, and it's really damn good. I don't know why I came up with that, but it's really. I mean, I'm sure I didn't come up with it. I'm sure there's a recipe. I think it's English actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might have eaten it in England, and maybe it just redawned on me. I don't know, but I've been
that's happened to me. Like sometimes, like I've had something at a restaurant, and then like I'll come home and I'll be like, you know what I really want?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I ate it in London.
Yeah, that sounds like a London thing.
If it's got Worcestershire sauce on it, then it's probably from Worcestershire, England. I mean, that's where Worcestershire sauce comes from.
Oh yeah.
And
actually, that has a very interesting backstory.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Sauce.
Yeah, I know.
As a fish sauce, it was.
Yeah, I watched that. That's where it was in that video too. Yeah. Anchovy paste. Nasty.
Well,
I hate
it. It was intended like ketchup. Not under the current notation that you would know it as far as
Right.
tomato-based ketchup, but
Yeah.
ketchup was because meat would spoil. There was no
Yeah.
refrigeration, and meat would spoil, and people were still eating it, and they needed to do something that would make it palatable before it was spoiled. Before it went rancid, like it would just be
Mhm.
turning, and it would be
Mm.
bad, and you would cook it, and they would do different things to it. And a guy came up with uh, fish sauce originally, and it's Worcestershire sauce is another one of those derivatives of that time period of people
Yeah.
using fish sauce.
The guy who the explorer who found Worcestershire sauce in like the West Indies or some shit like that.
Mhm.
Okay, it was like it wasn't a product yet. Someone was making it there, and he got it, and he took it back to England and gave it to two chemists,
Mhm.
Mr. Lee and Mr. Perrins, to reverse engineer it, and they did. And then he came back to taste it, and he said, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting." And he said, "Fuck you," and left, and never came back. Well, they left the barrels of this sauce that they had made in the basement, and like a year later or 2 years later, they were like, "Hey, let's see if that tastes any good now." And Worcestershire sauce was born.
Nice.
It's an interesting story I just learned. I was like, wow. So it's kind of like soy sauce. Soy sauce takes 10 years to make soy sauce or 8 years to make soy sauce.
And that's
Man.
why there's a very big difference between there's South American soy sauce and there's continental
Japanese,
Asian soy sauce.
continental. Yes, that's a better way
Yeah.
to say it. Yeah, because I think there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of soy sauces that come out of Asia, and then a couple others. You're right; they all taste different. They all taste different. That's why you got to find the one you like, type of thing, and stay away from them low sodium ones. They suck.
Oh, that's the only thing I have.
The more salt, the better.
No, I don't want the salty ones.
That's what soy sauce is. That's what gives Chinese food flavor.
Well, that's not true.
That's what.
The low sodium ones taste pretty much the same to me,
Okay.
and none of the water retention. So, win.
Well, I could use water retention. I think I'm the only person who fucking everybody during this COVID thing is screaming about how they put 15 pounds on. I seem to be the only person I know who fucking lost 15 pounds during COVID.
I lost like 10 pounds.
I got on a scale as 150. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've started losing since I've been at UPS.
Well, yeah, now you're more active and loading or unloading and doing
Yeah, that
whatever.
makes sense. But it's only been
I'm an
like,
unloader.
Yeah, unload. Well, excuse me.
That is
Yes.
that is my designated job.
Okay.
Last Tuesday when we talked, I was going in for
Right.
what I
yeah.
thought was going to be another class night,
Right, and then you worked.
and yeah, you heard about that a little bit on Wednesday. But
Yeah.
I went in and worked and was put into unloading and worked the rest of the week. I ended up working Thursday till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then Friday till like 4:30 in the morning.
What?
I only go in at like 10:30, so don't think it was a long night. It
Oh,
was,
okay.
yeah, it was. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it's not that serious, but yeah. So then I go in yesterday, and I'm doing pretty good. Uh, it's it's hard work. Like,
Yeah, no.
Really? Like back breaking?
uh, could be, yeah, if you mishandle some things. I do
Oh.
a lot of hardware unloading and stuff like that. Like, I had a truck Friday that had a bunch of carpet rolls on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy.
Then I had
Did one man
yesterday
shoulder them or 2 people?
one man.
One man shouldered it. Okay.
One. Well, the good thing is we got an extendo.
Oh, okay.
It's called an extendo. It's a heavy duty, supersized conveyor belt
Yeah.
that has a switch on it or joystick that you can up, down, left, right, and it'll come into the truck or out of the
Yep.
truck, go up or down.
All right, so you can move it as you're unloading these
Yeah, so as you empty the
trucks.
truck, you can go further and further to the back and keep a conveyor belt right there so you don't have to walk product back and forth.
You unloading the 18
Nice.
wheelers, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the big boys. Okay, yeah, that's gonna
Um,
2 for 3 tonight. By the way, fuck you, Cubbies. Thanks very much for fucking that all up. Or shall I say, fuck the Reds for scoring runs in the ninth inning.
yeah. So what was the final in that?
8-3.
8-3? Okay,
Eight,
that was
eight,
actually
excuse
bottom of
me,
the eighth that
8-5.
they scored that.
Yeah, 8-5. Reds almost came back. 8-5. Bottom of the ninth now. So they're still scoring runs. But anyway, I lost because it's over the whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's
Two.
definitely over.
So Camp 2 for 3 tonight. That's money in the bank. So I lost a whopping $20 today.
Okay.
Joy.
I think you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, be all right since my count's right back up to where it was pretty much. Well, it's a little bit more than before I started today. So yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. So how many trucks? Two trucks a day, or
Hey,
more?
you're a funny guy.
Hey, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
No, during my 4 or 5 hour shift, I usually do 3 to 5 trucks.
Okay, because
So
one
you
of
unload everything out of like 5 trucks.
Yeah.
Are you in the truck? Like, I'm sorry if that's a dumb question, but like,
you're in the truck.
you're in the truck and the driver
No.
stays in the truck
Nah, they
while
drop
you
a trailer.
unload it?
They drop a trailer at the door. I go in to the trailer, unload it.
Then another truck comes, takes it the fuck away,
Yeah, another truck comes, takes it away once it's empty,
moves
and
it to the other
then
side.
brings
load it,
another
load it.
truck. Not now. I may not stay at that door.
Right.
Like
Multiple
we've got
doors.
just on
12?
the northeast side, I've got doors 1 through 22,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you
and
got.
we've got a shit ton of guys that are in there working all night.
So you're doing what one of the guys from WBLZ does too. He works for UPS.
Yeah, I'm an unloader. I get a sorter, so all my stuff comes off the belt or comes off the truck, goes onto the belt. Once it gets to the other end of the belt, it hits another conveyor where a guy that is my sorter, guy or girl, because we've got a couple girls over there on the sorting side as well. They grab it off the belt and sling it into these other set of belts. There
Mhm.
are hardware guys. Anything that's attached to wood, anything that's over 79 pounds, anything that's like there's this whole list of like items that are hardware,
Right.
and we have to unload that off to the side onto a slide, and there are like 5 or 6 guys that work our section throughout the course of the
Mhm.
night that unload the hardware onto a lower belt where it goes to another area to be sorted, and some of
Mhm.
that ends up back over by us at 22 and a half, which is like a short range truck.
Mhm.
And that stuff gets loaded onto that truck by us again, loaded onto that truck, scanned and load, quick loaded, so that it can just be run out at the end of our shift.
Ah, okay.
And then that's like the hardware stuff and the really heavy stuff, and like that's the stuff that may go to like Charlotte, or it may go to Raleigh, it may go to it's all short range stuff.
I
It's not going like outside of anything. Found out that most of our truck drivers, we've got yard dogs all over the place that are running continuously inside the facility, and then
Mhm.
we've got our truckers that go out and actually run the shipments that are ready to go out
Mhm.
and that bring shipments in, and most of them travel a 4 hour job. It's like 4 hours away from us, and then they either pick up another load or swap with another guy, and then it's 4 hours back. Is about the extent of their runs.
I see. Okay. So everyone works pretty short shifts, it sounds like.
We're part time. There are full time people that
Mhm.
work, but they are usually supervisors and office personnel. But
Mhm.
anybody who's doing like the sorting, the loading, the unloading, all of us are like short shifts. You couldn't really ask somebody to do what I do for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Right. That would, because that, I
I
mean,
got
yeah.
to average 1300 13 what is it? 1300 labels an hour is what they would like.
Oh, so it's like Amazon.
A
Like you
package
have,
every 3.5 seconds on the belt.
yeah, it's like Amazon. That's how they rate like how effective you are. Like the people who work at like Amazon warehouses,
Yep.
they have to average a certain number of, I don't know, I guess pickups, like order pickups.
Fulfillments.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, right,
That's what it is Amazon. It's fulfillments.
right. Which, my understanding is pretty hard.
I apologize. I'm 2 for 4 today. Fuck my life.
Found a bet you missed, huh?
Yeah, I had the
Final was
Nash.
8-5 there, Webb.
Yeah, I lost that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I lost the Nationals run line. I took the Nats at -1.
All right,
And that,
Bosa just got his 5-year deal for 135 million.
really?
Joey Bosa 5-year extension, 135 million.
Oh, there you go. And, Niners, right? Or
Chargers.
Chargers, rather. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Fuck my life. That's a smart move for the Chargers. I mean, he's a beast. I'd like to read that contract and see what's guaranteed, what's not, because football's all about guaranteed money up front now.
Yeah,
It
I mean, did you
It
hear
makes
about
all
all our
the sense in
rookies?
the world, though.
Did you hear about all the first round rookies that have been signed so far?
Yeah.
Like number 1 and number 2 have both got like $36 million deals.
Yeah. Yep. And and big majorities like 20 mil guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's what football's become. It's beautiful.
I love that.
It's exactly what the players wanted. They wanted salary guarantees because of injuries.
Mhm.
I mean, career in the NFL 20 years ago, 30 years ago, was a good 15 years at every position. Didn't matter. Look at Lawrence Taylor,
Yep.
Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. I mean, yeah, they're the greats of the game, but they played 18 fucking years.
18 years. Like now,
Now you'd be lucky to
I'd
get
be
7.
very surprised if I
Right.
saw anybody that's not a quarterback go
Right.
past 10 years.
Right. The
Unless
average
you're
is,
Frank Gore.
right. The average is 8 years. Right. And then unless you're Frank Gore or the other one who Sherman or
Or Adrian Peterson.
right. It's journeyman who can play for a couple of shitty teams and not take as many snaps.
Yeah.
Extend the life of or maybe they're just that physically fit or whatever else to.
Well,
I
when
mean,
they
they just-
rebuilt Adrian Peterson, they rebuilt him right.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I think that year in New Orleans helped too, or however the fuck long it was, because they barely used him. Well, he didn't last there long at all, did he? They traded him.
Right.
Yeah, he was only there for like 3 or 4 weeks or some shit.
3 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Damn. Okay. So he like didn't play at all, or he played like one game.
Played the first 3 games. I think he
okay.
over 100 yards in the first game. Everyone was like, "Yeah, fucking AP's back," and then they were like, "All right, we had you. You can go now."
We have Alvin Kamara. We
Yeah.
showed everybody that you can still play. Go play.
Right, we showcased you
Mhm.
and got you a job for the next 3 years because nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I'm in a situation where it's like, all right, what are we going to do with Alex Smith? And Ron Rivera says he's very much in the equation that if he can come back and actually play.
I read or heard it's pup to start. Period.
Yeah, he's coming in pup to start, but the thing is Ron said if he ends up being able to play, that all cards are on the table.
Yeah, but if you pup him, can't play for like, what is it, 4 weeks?
Yeah, but you're not doing. You don't use typical math for this COVID CBA.
Oh well, hey, there is no COVID CBA. It's business as usual at the NFL right now. They don't have they didn't come up with any COVID plans. They're not even talking about adding extra spots to the roster for CIR, COVID injury. That's one of the big things that the fantasy footballers are trying to figure out is what the fuck is the NFL doing so we know what we're doing. A lot a
Right.
lot of a lot of fantasy places, for your and I know fantasy doesn't equate to real football, but it's based off of real football. And they usually follow the same kind of rules as far as your player rosters and shit like that. Everybody's contemplating, well, what do we do? Do we give IR spots or CIR spots for COVID injuries? What's the NFL going to do?
Yeah, that's true. Like, what's
Baseball,
the?
baseball turned around and said, "Well, all right, we're gonna have 60 fucking guys on a team instead of 54. We give you some extra players in case of COVID, and of course, we'll still let you
Yeah,
move
but you
players."
got so many players opting out now. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the NFL?
I wouldn't say so many. It's
We're up to 12 now,
20. We're up to
20 now. That number
20.
keeps going up every day.
It's 20, but there's also 4,200 people that play football. So what's 20 or?
Well,
And,
the
like,
fact that these guys are.
and the biggest name on that list is Dante Hightower. Ooh.
He was joined today by somebody else that had equally as good of a name, wasn't it? Another
Y-
Patriot.
no, your guy too. Your big fucking. Oh, Eagles wide receiver opted out, but we know that's because of family issues. Who's your guy? Your guy went too, but fuck. I can't remember now. Damn it! But I know I have this list.
6 Patriots are on the opt-out list.
Yeah, 6, but only one that matters. Well, maybe 2. It's mostly their offensive line, but backups.
Patrick
And
Chung.
would he even make the team?
What, Patrick Chung? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
There it is. I knew I'd have it and find it. Voluntary. Oh, now we've got a lot more. It looks like.
Yeah, like I said, this number keeps going up. Like, the more this is going on, the more it keeps going up.
Well, Brandon Bolden was the other one. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We're at 25. Big names, Marquise Goodwin.
Right. That was the Eagles wide receiver.
For the Saints,
He
it's
just signed that deal this year.
Jason. All of our tight ends are opting out. Jason Vanderland and Cole Wick. But
Tight end.
we just got 2 other tight ends. These guys probably. Jason Vanderland, different. Maybe he would have made the team. The other one, I don't know. Patrick Chung, Kylo Pecco, Eddie Goldman, Jordan Mack, Carolina Panthers. Caleb Brantley of the Washington football team, which should have been called Washington Team Football, by the way. You guys fucked up. You missed an opportunity to be called the WTFs.
No, yeah, I know. Well, I've seen the helmet designs that are still WTFs, but it's
Really?
little W, little F with a big T in the middle.
Yeah, see, and I thought I came
The
up with
WTF.
I have not seen
I don't know that they.
Marcus Cannon.
Yeah, it's not a missed opportunity. It was.
No.
It's weird because the list is broken up differently. The guy from the Washington football team, Marcus Cannon from the New England Patriots, and Michael Pierce of the Minnesota Vikings opted out because they're high risk.
Right. And they're opt out with their salary toll. It's the way they're set up is different too because they get a one-time payout of a certain
Yes.
upfront payout of a certain dollar amount and then a salary toll.
Yes. 13 people have opted out and said, fuck this shit. I ain't playing in this COVID crap. I'm out. 3 opt out because they're high risk, thinking that any fucking chance of someone even just like blinking at me the wrong way, I'm going to get it, so I'm fucking staying home. The other ones are unspecified. They didn't give a reason as to why they're out. They just said, I ain't playing.
Right.
And that includes Marquise Goodwin. But I thought he was high risk with his wife and the baby. Or am I thinking of somebody else? I thought it was him.
Isn't that what happened? Wasn't he with the Niners when he had those issues?
I believe so. I
Because
believe so.
I thought that was where I'd heard about his problems before in that.
I mean, but so far, two big names. Devin Funches a bunches of votes.
Yeah, but we'll see as more add to this list, and especially with it being these like low end mid tier guys. We'll see what happens. The more this goes along, and however the NFL really handles things. I mean,
Yeah.
they're using the Chargers as an example of what the facilities are supposed to be run like.
Well, they better be taking a hard fucking look at the MLB and doing the complete opposite of what the fucking MLB is doing.
Well, I'm pretty sure that that's already been noted.
Yeah.
Fucking
For
assholes
sure.
going to a gentleman's club 4 days before.
I mean, not for anything. I'd like them to kind of figure out how to do what NASCAR's done because we've had one driver test positive for COVID.
Yeah. True. Very true.
Okay. So if
but
you
they're
wanna,
doing what, I mean, that's what the NFL is doing. They're bubbling.
yeah, the teams. I mean, I understand the teams are only 11 deep, and
NBA is bubbling. Excuse me.
yeah,
I said
the
that.
NBA is bubbling,
That,
but
and
we're
that's
still
pretty,
hearing about some positive tests in there, but that's because people are just being goofy.
Well, you got to remember they just reported to the bubbles last week.
Yeah,
so,
but you also got some guys that are just being goofy.
You had the one guy who left the bubble and went to a fucking gentleman's club to allegedly get food. Now,
What's his name? The former Duke star of the Pelicans. He left for family reasons.
Yes.
And then he's back in, and he's got a quarantine in the bubble.
Yes. I'm trying to. That's not. Is that Zion? Was that Zion? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Zion.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. And Eric Wall.
It's my time.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and
it's my time. It's been fun.
Oh, you have to go?
Yeah.
It's work time for the man.
You always have to go at 10 now?
Yeah.
Man, that's legend.
Yep, that is the end of that. Unless you taught these guys into doing something earlier, this is it.
This sucks.
Wait till we get back in studio.
Okay.
Whenever that happens.
Yeah.
It can be any time. I just don't want to wear gloves for an extended period of time. I think that's ridiculous. Why do I need to wear gloves?
Well, I don't think going back in the studio makes a lot of sense right now. Just because it's such a small space and the rules are kind of gibberish. Like,
we're just going to cut it, Webb, or do you want to play out?
Yeah, let me throw an intro out. All right, April Bros, Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday, without a doubt, this week. It's been fun. It's been real. Peace. We are. Oh, I got to turn that up first. We're out.